all of the and this may be what happened is they changed all of the level beginnings and ends and stuff. So I wonder if that messed up their transitions. But this is outside the Prairie Temple, but it's the beginning of Forest. And you jump just like you used to jump off all the time. You jump off here, but it's just changed the entrance a little bit. And lots of disconnections, breaking handhold happens here too, as it always has. So I was fortunate on this one. The first star here moved a little bit. It used to be off to the right here somewhere, up high, so it was behind where you used to enter. And I don't know why they moved it, but they did. So now it's a little bit forward so you can actually see it. And then, of course, they moved the entrance back. They had changed a lot of things in the last version, so there's been a lot of changes. So here's our first one for Forest. It's in the very beginning area, up high in a tree. And you're going to see a lot of tree houses in this area, which is really cool. People generally love this. Like I said, the flying mechanics are the control is the hardest thing to get used to. So there's a lot of cuts in this video because I had such a problem and I didn't want to include all those problems. I'm still getting used to it. You can fly a little easier in general in Prairie. Your flight isn't as bogged down by the wet. Sometimes you can skip this rainy scene and sometimes you can't. What happened in this rainy scene for me was that I was dropped into the glitch twice. So anyway, we skipped it. But sometimes there is a skip button for that rainy scene now. So there's nothing there, nothing here, and so you can fly a little easier. You don't have that funky tilt to yourself. I was back and forth on whether I burned dark stuff or not to collect wax. I'm actually to the point of needing it. Just about. Most people probably don't think I am, but I'm used to having a lot more candles than that. So this area, again, we have some transition issues too, but this area. There's several here. One hidden pretty well. There's a tree house up there to the right that you can see. But first we're going to go to the new area that they added, and there is now something there. Not a whole lot yet, and this area still has to be developed. I'm sure they have plans for it. And again, this is telling you need quite a number of stars before you can enter this area for whatever reason. I'm really eager to see what they have plans for here. There are a lot of a few emotes missing, a lot of cosmetics missing. So there's lots of room to grow just the normal emotes. Getting turned around. Like they need to put back some of the winter emotes that they took away, like curtsy and respect and what was it? Those were added, but they took away thanking, dance, and blowing kisses, and those were normal ones that we sorely miss. So all kinds of room to put that stuff back in here, along with the cosmetics that are missing. So waiting for the animations. There's the 1 star. As far as I know, that's still the only thing in here. I haven't thoroughly explored it, but I'd imagine people would have posted if there was other stuff. But lots of room for more stuff in there. It's a very nice little area. Now we're going to get warped back to the beginning of this area, which at least is the beginning of this area. That emote has moved here now. The hands to head has moved to Forest. It used to be in Prairie. That is the only emote that has completely moved. All of the seasonal emotes for the Season of Gratitude are new emotes. Okay, first treehouse right here. There's a bit of a, and this is one where there's a hidden one that's probably not intended by TGC, but it's there. And that's actually the first one I'm going to get to because that's where I landed, in the roof of this treehouse. See, there's a handhold right there, a hand right there. There's a star there. Okay, and then the next, then of course right under it, and I had trouble, so I'm going to cut where I had trouble getting just to the room there. So there it is. We're in the same place, just in the room. The other star was in the roof of this treehouse. And then I'm going to go directly across. And you'll see when I do this, somebody got a cape book, great. You'll see the little structure where the shy emote is. Off to the left of that, there's a cliff ramp, like a ramp. There's the shy emote right there ahead. Sorry, I have to get my other character. So the shy emote is directly ahead there. Off to the left, there is a ramp. You can see it. I think you'll see. Going straight. So there's the shy emote. I'm going to go to the left, and you can see the ramps over there at the wall. Okay, so we're going to go left. Right here, there's ramps. And then there is a little cave that looks just like the crab cave down below. So it's off to the left of the entrance. If you were in the I think there is that shy emote starts just below this. If it hasn't moved. I don't think it has. I haven't started a new, which I did start a new account, but I hesitate to post that just because I'm kind of afraid. Okay, now there's another treehouse directly ahead here, and you can get to it various ways, but I'm able to fly to it. All these little white things along the tree trunks charge you and help you boost you up, so you can fly from them like you saw me do on that other treehouse. So they can help you get up here if you don't have the wing power. With friends is always easier because they do help you charge a little bit. But I like these. I think they're pretty neat. And they're not horrible to get to. They can be challenging. So then we come down. I think that's all that we got, everything here now. So now I'm just burning dark stuff to get some candle wax. I guess some of these are a little off the beaten path. There's an emote. See, some of the emote locations, where the spirit is, have moved. He used to be off to the side a little more. They've been able to change the emote collection so that it's not the where you have to drag the flame along like it was. It's that you still have the scenes along the way, but you don't have to drag the flame. You can just go from one to the next. Like I said, they've added some in Vault, which veteran players will never have a chance to see. So that's kind of the downside of separating it from the emotes. We're just so used to it being the emotes and recollecting the emotes. And okay, at least the transitions through this level are working. Okay, so we go off to the right here, but not too far to the right because there's a wind wall that shoves you back. But if you go off to the right, you will see some of that white stuff. And when you see that, you know, hey, that's someplace I can go. And there's a hollow tree. See how it charges you and lets you jump up. Four of four, that would be stars in forest, which is where we are. And there we are. Fireworks above our heads, and we're good to go. You need to be careful leaving here if you decide to fly the way I like to, because you have to take a wide. there's invisible walls that shove you back violently if you cut that corner too tight. So I guess you can fly in forest now, which is kind of... I don't know why I kept on stopping progress, like stalling. It was not intentional. You see the butterflies? I'm aiming for those because right above them is another treehouse. Right up there, inside that little thing is dark plants. Above it is a star. And of course, you can use the white stuff. I just used the butterflies because I figured I could. I did have some trouble, but we're going to skip my trouble. Ha ha ha. The beauty of video editing. I think I had trouble because I was stalling. I was losing control. I was doing something with my fingers that made it think I was giving it feedback that I wasn't intending to. So there's another star and another cape upgrade, or another. So I'm at my 6 now. Once you have 6 wedges, flying becomes a lot easier. So starting with 4 even is kind of nice. And then, so this is all new area over here. That's all brand new to these updates. Another new thing I'm skipping actually in this video is jellyfish helping you to the temple, but I skipped them. I didn't need them. There were some amusing bugs with that on the initial. But see, the temple has gotten a lot higher than it used to be. No, only the one emote, and then right where we went off to the right for that one in the cave, that one star in the cave, that's where another emote, that hands to head emote, has moved. Is right in that area somewhere, right outside one of those tunnels. It's relatively difficult to get to collect. I don't know if they've modified it at all, but I had a heck of a time. And here is our last star of forest. On to mountains. Mountains is funky because, number one, there are some bad level transition problems. Clearly, there are also connection problems because I just lost everybody. The first one is on the slide down. Then there are 2 in the ice rink. There is 1 on the old race, 2 on the new race, and then 1 more on the shared part of the both races. So they share the bottom part, and that's the part you can't get to right now, normally. So I got to it, but I got to it backwards. Because right now you're skipping that part of the race on both. So you pretty much have to do both races, but you can only collect 1 of those stars once. So the first one is down this left side. They've added some candles. They've also added candles in that ice tunnel. I have to go back for the candles. I keep forgetting that I actually do need candles. Oh. I do need to start doing that again. So here's the first one. This one you don't have to, you can just speed through. I'm having some trouble on some of these ones you speed through though, in having the people I'm with, like, who are attached to me, collecting them. So on the race itself, I don't know that your companions, if you're leading somebody, will get those stars. I know I didn't one of the times I tried. Maybe they've improved it. So I went through solo on each account. These are all me through each account to make sure I got them. Did I go? Yeah, I did go down this. This is that ice cave. A heck of a time staying in it. Yeesh. And now they've added candles, which is kind of cool. It used to be empty. Now there's candles. Just jumped right over those ones. Ah, come back! I have such a hard time here. That's terrible. You'd think I hadn't been playing this for a year. They've improved this. This used to pull you down to the middle, and now it lets you free. So the first star down here is off to the right of where you come out. And I flew right to it because I can. And you can see it from the middle of the ice rink. And there it is. The emote is over there ahead. The stance. Poof, poof. Everyone's got it. Next one is through that pond on the left, on the ice rink. It's actually just this side of it underneath. I had some trouble staying down here. I'm so silly. Oh my goodness. This is not where I wanted to go. Turn around. There, it's the far side of it. Easy to get turned around. Okay. Here we go. Poof, poof, poof. There we go. Now we got all the poofs. Back out, and we're going to do the old race first. The emote collection for the race has changed, and I've put it on the wiki. Oh, I have trouble getting out of here. I put it on the wiki because the collection is different, and I can only go by what I've discovered myself, the way I managed to do it once, because you can never see it again once you've collected it. And always creating new accounts and getting to this point is annoying, because obviously you have to go through Isle, Prairie, and Forest before you can get here, and then you collect it, and that's it. So you look, and you don't see any part of it after you've collected them and have the emotes. You don't see any part of it again. You don't see the little blue orbs to collect. You don't have any clue where they are. I mean, if you remember where they are the one time you collected them, but veterans who've never created a new account to look at it have no idea where they are because it's all brand new. All of the orbs are on the pre-transition, so and they move, and I don't actually know if they come twice on the old race. They might. I know they come twice on the new race. It might. I don't know if it's static or if it changes depending on what you do. Okay, so I go to the old race 3 times. Are they just going to move on the old race, or are the ones on the new race on the new race? I don't know. But you have to collect 3 of them. 3 each time. And you have to go through the race 3 times. Because only 3 are there, and all 3 equal 1 emote. It's different. I'm kind of glad I don't have to do it that way. It's just different. The cheer emote is still missing, as far as I can tell. Not taken out of the game because I still have it in my menu, but I don't know where it is located. So that's the only one that's kind of missing in action. I'm not sure where it is. So Hands to Head has moved and Cheer has gone MIA, and here I'm going to go solo. And also, I guess you can say that the race emotes have moved in a sense because they're in a different place on the race. Like I said, you see a little blue orb, and then one of them is right either there to the left or on that thingy there. And so you don't see it now because I already have it, but it's right here, and then the other two are on this next area. One's in the structure where the sparkly used to be, and one's right there off to the left in the middle. And obviously neither of them is there, right next to that little tunnel thingy. There's one there, and there's one in that structure there. So obviously don't see them because I don't need them. The star on this race is down under the beams. And I'm going to get tricky here, so we're going to end up cutting. Because I needed to do this 3 times, and I didn't want to have to go back, and then anyway, the transitions are a mess. It didn't quite go according to plan. But that's okay. Nobody else has to see it because I cut it all out. The beauty of video editing. Okay, go down, and these things are all part of your quest. The stadium is a quest now, a candle quest, and that's all part of it. And see, here's the star. And then if we kept going down here, we'd end up being warped to the stadium instead of continuing. And so now we're going to go to the new race, back to the ice rink, because I ended up getting warped back to the beginning. So back to the ice rink and the new race, and we're going to get warped to the Citadel, which at least is taking you forward. Again, that's telling you need to collect stars in the area before they'll let you through to this area. Alrighty, warp to the Citadel. Candle collecting a candle, somebody forging a candle still darkens everything. Now, the very highest point within this circle is one of the stars. You can see that bridge there, not the mountain back there, but this structure. And of course I had some trouble getting up there because I crashed right here, and that just took all my momentum. So I have to land, and there are again wind streams that push you up, so you're not totally reliant on your cape power. You take off the way your character is facing, not the way your camera is facing, and that is the biggest change, and it is not intuitive, and it is not easy. So that's the biggest challenge. And see, I'm just getting turned around when I'm trying to go somewhere. Anyway, here is the star. Oof. Struggle. There's the star. Now the next star is in the wall on the outside of this perimeter. And there's little cubby hole thingies along the outside of the wall. They're along the inside of the wall as well, but the star is in one of them on the outside of the wall. Collect some candle wax. Oops, missed some. I had to change my formation. It's better to have people on either side of you, holding each of your hands. It actually makes you more powerful. You recharge faster because you have somebody on either side. holding each hand. And I'm trying to fall straight down. Of course, that didn't work. And then if we try, I'm going to turn my camera, you're going to see it. Right there. And I'll tell you what, this is the only time I've ever managed to land in it. I've never done this before. Yep, landed in it. So there it is. I have no idea how that worked. But I have video proof. You don't need to land in it. It collects. It gives it to you automatically. You just have to get near enough, just like the candles, just near enough to collect it. And then this I decided to go through one by one, and I'm editing it out, but this is the one where there's some trouble. The first one's not so bad. The second one, though, I've had trouble with my companions I'm holding hands with, collecting it. It's only I'm collecting it, but nobody on either side of me is collecting it. So I just decided to play it safe since I need to collect for all three of these characters. I played it safe and just did them individually, warping back to somebody here so I could keep doing it. And then, of course, the transition again warps you to the stadium, so you're going to skip the last half of the race. And we're going to go backwards to get the star that's on the last half of the race. So there's 1 star on the first half of the old race, 2 stars on the first half of the new race, and then 1 star on the final slope that both races share. And then there's one in the stadium and then one in the final room. I can't remember how much that is. There are 9 in Forest. I think 11 in Mountains. I have all that on the wiki, along with Chris Hodder's comics and my own horrible maps. But my maps are mostly just for reference. Okay, there's one on the left, one on the right, one treetops. For just a visual reference of where things are and how many in each area. So that's really the only thing my maps are for, and they might be useful to others, and they might just be useful to me. I don't know. But you certainly aren't going to want to, once you have a visual, okay, even if you just watch this video, once you have that, okay, I get that, now just remind me how many are where. Then you can look at my maps and go, oh yeah, I remember. Now, one of the blue orbs for the quest is here. One of the blue orbs on another go-through is over to the left. I can't remember where the other one is. They're not all visible at the same time, only 3 at a time. So there's 1 star. See that little structure? I think another blue orb is here. So you see nothing of them when you don't need them. And then on one of the go-throughs, one is in this structure, which is where one of the glowing, sparkly things used to be. And then there's 2 structures in this last area that we're not going to get to because I'm not going to go that far. And on one go-through, the blue orb is in one, and the other go-through, the blue orb is in the other. Neither of them share the one that the star is at. I don't think. I'll have to look at it. No, I don't think so. No, and you can't really see them. One is, the star is right there on the right. Yeah, the blue orb is in that structure there on one of them, and then the star is on top of it. And then the other, those 2 structures there, I think. So that's the area where the blue orbs are. Now we get warped to the stadium after finishing the race, or after finishing the first part of the race. So I'm going to fly us up to one of the. I'm going to attempt to. I keep stalling. Why? And see, I have some wind helping me up, which is nice. So here's where the star is in the stadium. Get some charge. It's up there in the corner. The quest is going on too. I was skipping it. Once again, moving my characters around. I still have glowing stuff from the quest. That timer, the quest is on 3 things, and I'm over it. So I was skipping it. There's the star. And then we'll cut to after the quest, I think. I will cut to after the quest in a minute. I was waiting to see, and the timer starts again. So now I'm going to try, because I need that emote that's on the last part of the race. Not emote, star. It's on the last part of the race. I'm going to attempt to go backwards. And that wind pulls you through the arch. So I'm going to try to go up above it and get to where I get onto the ground rather than the cloudy space in between. I missed this, so here we're going to try again. So there's the cut after the quest, because the quest then pulled me in. And Sam, my good friend Sam, who's had some game trouble, is back. So he just joined me in there. You can see the star up there. You can see the halo of it, or the, what do they call it? The sundog. And obviously normally be sliding back the other way, but we're going to go up and find it. And you can see, if I move the camera off to the left there, that's the ramp from the old race. Off to the right is the ramp from the new race. So that's where the old race joins the race course. They join together at this point right here, and the star is immediately after. You come in from the old race. There it is. And then we'll go back the normal way. And we'll skip the griping about the update and go into the final room, which is where the last star is, as always. And that is Mountain.